We are live. Okay, we are here, lady. We are here, Amanda. We are in. Now, let's see if we can. I don't know how I can fix this, but I'm not in the big screen, but that's okay as long as we're here. Hi, everyone. My name is Christy Miranda Miller, owner of Miranda Vacations. And today we have our very first guest on our very first live on Instagram, Amanda Kessie, the owner of
Stillwater Safaris.
Stillwater Safari on, and you know how we met? We met on Instagram. So I'm checking to see if we're going live because I've never done this before. And we don't have anyone watching us, but that is okay. So guys, today we're going to talk about, we're going to chat about Tanzania because Tanzania is one of the growing places that clients keep asking me for. And when I met Amanda, this was something that we decided to do is open up our audiences to one another so that I can learn more about Tanzania as clients ask, and we have a great travel partner in the destination. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to ask her several questions. So first off, Amanda, thank you again. And can you just give us a few things about your company?
Thank you very much, Chrissy. And thank you all for watching. So I'd like to introduce me. I'm Amanda Kessie. I'm a co-founder of Stillwater Safaris. Together in this company with my sister, Asnat Kessie, who we clapped and joined together to start this company in 2022. And we are a very proud, standing, global female-owned winning company in Tanzania, and we think that's what I can say for now about
Okay.
yeah.
So can you tell me how long you've been in business, Amanda?
Yes, we started in 2022 in September. That's when we started, and yes.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second. I'm texting Mike just so now so we can say we are live. So this is going to be, hard. So, what made you fall in love with Tanzania? Can you tell us? I know it's your home, but what's going to make others fall in love with Tanzania?
Mhm. Well, Tanzania has a lot, Chrissy. Apart from father worked in a safari industry from when I was a young age. Like we saw him in this safari industry, and it made us realize how safari industry could connect people to nature, to culture, and to the community. And also, other than that, Tanzania has just everything. It has Mount Kilimanjaro. It has the beautiful beaches of Zanzibar. It has the beautiful culture. It has beautiful people, and above all, it has the unforgettable life experiences in the world.
All right, can you tell me what are the biggest mistakes people make for their first safari experience?
Well, the biggest mistakes that people make for the safari experience, I would say, they try to rush and do everything in the little time that they have. Like they have a very little time and then they want to teach everything. So that is the biggest mistake. I feel like it's always one comes in and does something fully, even if it's one thing, and then come back again when they have more time and do the other things so that they can fully engage in the things rather than just trying to push it and just trying to tick everything at one time, and then at the end of the day you're just tired, you're tired from the vacation and you've not fully experienced everything that's supposed to be experienced. I would say that, yes.
Yeah, one of our live members is saying that there's a lot of feedback when you talk. So let's see how we can improve that.
Okay.
Because I'm catching most of your most of your words, but not everything. So
Oh,
I don't know. And again, this is our first time. I'm going to take a sip of water.
oh yes.
So, what's something that social media gets wrong about safaris?
I feel like something that social media gets wrong about safaris is the fact that the social media only puts the perfect pictures of the wildlife. That's the only thing it captures. There's more that it cannot capture, such as the quiet moments in the safari, the beautiful landscapes, the people, the food, the sunrise and sunset, and just the feeling of being in nature fully that wildlife cannot capture.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What is the most unforgettable wildlife encounter you've ever witnessed?
Well, the most unforgettable wildlife encounter is when I go to the park and I go with first time visitors staying in Serengeti and see how they how they become emotional and wildlife. That is just amazing. It reminds me on how powerful our country is. Like they would get so emotional, they would get it's just always beautiful to watch every time I go with first timers.
Who would you say Tanzania is perfect for?
Well, Tanzania is perfect for everyone, I would say, for travelers, for families, for couples, like celebrating honeymoon, anniversary. It's also perfect for people with children, so for them, perfect for the old people, depending on how we curate the itinerary. It's also perfect for people celebrating different milestones in life. And it's always best for people to have an unforgettable and meaningful experience. Yeah.
I will be honest, the feedback right now for you wasn't that great. So hopefully you were able to understand. So let me capture what you said. First timers would be good for couples, families, honeymooners. Now, I have a 2-year-old, and I know that you have 2 children as well. Could I bring my
Yes.
2-year-old to safari? Is she ready
You
for
can
that experience?
you can bring her to the safari, and the only thing that will be different is that you rate the too much price, and to make sure that your the drives are short, and mostly it will be fly in fly out experiences, but you will still have a chance to go to the park with them, and they will get to see the wild animals, and it's very safe and perfect for them.
Okay. So, what would be a typical trip for someone like for my family to travel? Would we like 10 days? Is that too short? Is that too long? Is that perfect in the median? What do you think? Because Americans, we don't get a lot of vacation. So sometimes people ask me for trips and I'm like, I personally think a minimum of 7 days to come down because the flight time takes so long to get there. So if I'm asking the expert, what do you say? What's the perfect amount of time?
So for that, the perfect amount of time is 7 days for safari. If we extend it, we give an extension for the part, then 10 days would be ideal. I would recommend 10 days from someone traveling all the way, coming to this once in a lifetime destination. I would do 7 days for safari only, but 10 days for safari and Zanzibar experience altogether.
And how far in advance do people start planning?
So people start planning from 6 months, 9 months, up to 12 months. And this also depends on when they want to visit, especially if it's in the high season or if it's the holiday season and things like that, when most people best for someone to plan way in advance. But we also get last minute prior, 3 weeks prior, and we can always also just sort them depending on what's available.
What is the high season?
So the high season starts in June, migration. So it's the and of course there's summer holidays, so people get to come starting from this June to October. Yes,
Okay. So,
yes.
and what's the typical weather? Because before we went live, you said you were chilly. So, what's the temperature there? You might tell me in Celsius, and I'm not going to know what it is. So, I'll Google it.
Okay. So okay, let me check now. Okay, weather. Just a minute. So you want centigrades, right? It's
Say that again.
it's 18 centigrade, which is 64 Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's perfect temperature. That's all. So, it would be considered. So, right now we're in the spring season. So, you guys are in fall. So,
Hmm.
it would be the perfect time to travel now again, which would make sense since it's the high season.
Yes.
And then in December would be basically the start of your summer. So Christmas,
Yes, that's
Christmas.
also a peak season in December. It goes low
Okay,
in November, but then picks up again in December.
for the high season for the holiday for festive. Okay,
Right,
all
yes.
right. And let's see. Can Tanzania be done for people traveling in their 60s and 70s?
Of course, yes, people in their 60s and 70s can travel to Tanzania. The only difference is that we will curate the itinerary with a different pacing, whereby we'll make sure there is enough resting in. We'll make sure that the cars are comfortable, the accommodations that we choose. It's just more of the pacing and good planning and making sure that it's not a program. Yes, they can come. They're very welcome to the country very nicely.
And how close? I think I should have asked this. How close do the animals actually get to us, to the humans, to the guests?
Yeah. So that's a good question, Lucy. So it's surprisingly close, but again, it gets close at the park rules. And we want to make sure that we make sure that we do not disturb the animals because they are wild. They want to be their way. So we are the park rules, but it is just close. But we have advice where to park, how how to park, where to park, the guests to enjoy and just have their moment and look at the wild animals. Again, there are rules to every park, and they make sure that we adhere to them.
Okay, what makes a good safari different from an extraordinary safari? Like, give us okay, and again, where are we sleeping when we traveling to the safari?
So your first question was what is between the what? Can you come again?
What separates a good safari from an extraordinary safari? Like,
Oh,
what would be the difference between like a 3.5 star experience and a 5 star experience? Because most of my clients, I would say, are between, they're mostly 4 star experiences. Every now and then, when I have like a honeymoon client, they're looking for a 5 star. But for my average client, sometimes I do have a budget client. So, what does a budget safari look like versus a 5 star safari look like?
first, I would tell you quickly, a good safari only shows wildlife. They only care about the wildlife. But an extraordinary safari connects the places to the right audience. The pacing is always good. Their choice of accommodation, and then it's also a meaningful travel with the culture, and of course also traveling with the that you're giving back to the community. That's I would consider extra. And coming back to your point of a 3 star or a 4 star, this usually depends on the budget. To us, even if it's a 4 star, it's a 3 star, it's a 5 star, we classify them as medium, luxury, and high end. All these safaris treat them equally how depending on the budget the client has. If a client is coming on a mid-range budget, we will still have the best mid-range properties. We'll still make sure the pacing is good. We'll still make sure all those things are in order. If a client is coming for a luxury safari, we'll also make that this is a luxury. Of course, they usually have more days, so plan everything accordingly to the number of days they have, the budget, looking at the properties, looking at the pacing, including all the things extra like Zanzibar, like the hot air balloon ride and things like that. And then also high end, of course, the privacy, exclusivity, and things like that, and we all put that in cover. So clearly, this is usually depending on how a client wants to feel in the safari when they come.
And are we sleeping in for the accommodations? Like our luxury tents, like a luxury tent for a 5 star client. What would a 3.5 star, you know, mid-range budget look like for sleeping accommodations?
So, like I said again, for the okay, for this it depends on the budget. So for the luxury, we will have tents, we have lodges. So this all depends on what the client wants. So we have choices to every category. We have choices of tents, we have choices of lodges. If I was to pick, I would go a tented camp because it gives you a luxurious feel. You feel the luxury feel, and then you're also close to nature. But again, there are some people who are not, so they would want to stay in a proper lodge. So we also have those options for them. So this all depends on the client, and that's why for our case we talk to the client. We have our check-ins, we have our process. We're gonna check with the client to make sure that we know exactly to help us curate what that they need meet their
Okay.
yeah.
So maybe a mix of staying in a tent in the lot and staying in the other places too. Is that something that's common? Like a mix of stay?
There's a mix of stay. We can do a mix of stay. Some people will want to just fly for a night. Some people want to try for 2 nights to be in a tent. Some people want to go all adventurous and stay in tent throughout. So this all depends on the different kinds of clients.
And when you're staying at a lodge versus in the tent, what comes with the lodge? Like what is included in the lodge and what is included in a tent? Like
That's a
as
good
far
question.
as
So in
yeah.
the lodges, everything the same. You get the hot showers, you get the beautiful big beds, you get everything you could get in the lodge. You can get it in the tent. The only difference is that you're in a tent, and we use and mostly the tents are the only difference is that you're in a tent. You feel more connected to the nature, but everything is just usually the same. You get the hot showers, everything that you can get in the lodge, you will get in the tent.
So we're basically talking all inclusive experience except we're in nature.
You except you're in nature. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
I look
Yes.
forward to someday trying a tent, maybe for just a night.
And you will
Bougie
love it.
glamping. Bougie glamping.
You will.
And a usual hotspot for myself and my client, like my clients have come to me again. And unfortunately, because of what's going on in the world, it's not so easy to get to Zanzibar. So, what surprises people the most about Zanzibar when they arrive?
Oh my goodness. So when people arrive in Tanzania, they always think about the ocean, but when they come there, they get surprised about the culture, get surprised in the history that Zanzibar holds, surprised in the spice tours, and it's just everything. Everything. They only come with when they come to Zanzibar, they have in mind the only thing they have in mind is the water. But when they come to the culture, my goodness, the seawood farming, the stock tour, the spice tours, they get amazed. Yeah.
Can you tell me your favorite resort in Zanzibar?
Wow. That's a hard one to pick. But,
Give
oh
me
my
two.
goodness. Can be two. Well, I would pick Zuri and I would pick the Mora.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
And let's see, did I miss anything really big? Because we're at 21 minutes and I don't want to keep this too much longer. So if there's anything that, before we get into the rapid fire questions, anything that I missed that our audiences should know about Zanzibar and Tanzania?
I think what I can say is that what I can say to our audience, Tanzania is not just about wildlife. When they're planning to visit Tanzania, they should have a bit of time so that they can get to experience. Other than the wildlife, they can get to experience one important thing is the culture, interact with the local markets, eat the local food, participate in some activities, like some also culinary experiences are there. There's quite a number of things. And times when our clients, this is what they value, like the connection. These are the things that you cannot see in the pictures. They cannot be felt, but they can. I mean, they can only be felt by the people who are visiting. So that is something they should remember. Like have enough time and participate in this and interacting with the locals and with companies that give back to the community.
And I do know that because I sold the destination before, you do not need shots to enter into Zanzibar or Tanzania, or you don't need shots to enter into Tanzania. Um, you
So
don't.
I would say you only need the yellow fever shot if you're transiting or coming from a yellow fever infected country or transiting for over 12 hours um, in a country that is yellow fever affected. But otherwise, you do not need any shots.
Which I think is Kenya. If you're going to visit Kenya, your neighboring
Yes.
country, you do need shots to enter. Um, and obviously, American credit cards can be used there and will be widely accessible.
Yes.
So I know that is easy to use. Um,
Yes.
I haven't personally traveled to mainland Africa yet. So when I've gone to Europe, can you just use your phone and just swipe? Is that a thing or is it
No,
not
that is
there just yet?
but they will accept your credit card. And you can use you can use your credit cards, you can use ATM machines to get some cash as well.
So I didn't catch that. So can I use my phone to pay for something at like a grocery
Not
store
yet.
or no, not yet? Okay, not yet. So you need to have, you can use your credit card and you should exchange money before you arrive so you can pay for your things, especially in the local markets. Okay,
Yes, or you
because
can exchange
my
money.
last traveling abroad experience was Norway and I didn't exchange any money and I only used my credit card twice, like had physically taken my card out twice the entire time I was in Norway for 10 days. So technology is advancing everywhere, so you want to always know what's going on in other countries too.
Right.
So
Yes.
let's get to the fun part, which I'm kind of excited for. And
Okay.
again, if we get great feedback, we can definitely do another chat again.
Yes.
So the rapid fire question: Serengeti or Zanzibar?
Serengeti, but Zanzibar is a perfect ending.
Okay. Sunrise safari or sunset safari?
Sunrise safari always.
Why?
because we want to see the wildlife. Wildlife are very active in the morning, so it's nice to watch that, and it's quiet. And when the light starts to come out, it's just very beautiful.
Favorite animal to watch?
All day elephants. Elephants are emotional, they're intelligent, and they're just beautiful to observe.
Most underrated destination in Tanzania?
I would say Tarangire, and it has lots of elephants, the bog trees, and the landscape is just so good. It's still, I feel like it's underrated. Yeah.
Luxury tent or lodge?
Oh, luxury tent all day.
Window seat or aisle seat on the safari flight?
Always window seat.
The best month to visit?
Well, this depends on what you want to see, but for Tanzania, it's throughout the year.
Okay, you mentioned the Great Migration being in June. Can you
Yeah.
talk about that one too? We'll bring that up after our last question, which is one thing every traveler should pack.
I would say for safari, a good hat, neutral colored clothes, and also patience because nature works on its own times. So carry patience too.
Okay. And
Yeah.
lastly,
Mhm.
tell us about the Big Five and the Great Migration.
Yes, those are usually the main goals that, or rather, the main things most travelers come for. And like I said, most people come for the, yes, for the big five and for the great migration, but also the best time to visit is any time in the year because when it's raining, it's the birds' migration. You see? So it's still a good time for someone to come and experience the birds and enjoy the birds' migration. When it's with the great migration, the migration keeps moving in the north, in the south. So depending on what time of the year one is coming, then we will take them to the particular area so that they can get to enjoy whatever they are really looking forward to seeing.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think this was great. And tell us the Big Five so that
Can
everyone
you
knows. The Big Five. What are the Big Five animals?
can you guess?
So I'm gonna say I want to see is okay. I'm gonna tell you my five:
Okay.
zebra,
Mhm.
zebra, giraffes, elephants, uh, a hippo.
Okay, I'm just gonna say them. We have the lion,
Say that again.
lion.
Oh, I was gonna say lion.
We have the elephant. You're correct.
Yep. And I
We
almost
have
want to
the.
say no.
You say the elephant though, so we have the leopard.
Who?
Leopard.
I don't even know what that is.
Leopard. Leopard.
Oh, leopard. Oh,
Yes.
leopards.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we have the black rhino
Okay.
and the
So
buffalo.
that's what I meant by hippo, rhino.
Yes.
So
And
rhino, leopards, and what else?
buffalo.
Did I miss one? Buffalo. Oh,
Buffalo. Yes.
I wouldn't want to see a buffalo. I want to see the rhino,
Mhm.
lion, the giraffes, and the elephants. That's what I would want to see
Okay. Let's see what nature will have for you when you come here, Chrissy.
when I get there. All right.
Yes.
Well, we are at 29 minutes. So I want to say thank you, Amanda, so much for this chat today. I look forward to coming to Tanzania and working with you in our new partnership. And I hope that this live was great for yourself and for our audience as well. So thank you again. I hope you have
I
a
hope
great night.
I also said I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to welcoming you and our audience to Tanzania and to you of our beautiful country, which is so amazing and beautiful experiences.
All right. I'm ending this live now.
Thank
Good day.
you.
Bye-bye.